Buenos dias, amigo. And now you know the extent of my Spanish speaking. Hey, I just wanted to give a little bit of a message of hope for those that are HODLing crypto assets, digital assets, tokens. This Security and Exchange Ripple lawsuit is incredibly frustrating. I know it's taken forever. I worry, of what the true intent and reason behind it is. Are they just trying to, stall Ripple and what they're trying to accomplish while they scramble to try to catch up to them and try to eliminate their first mover advantage? I don't really know. But I worry about getting a summary judgment, even though that's what everybody's waiting on. My feeling is if we get a summary judgment, then whichever side loses, if the Securities and Exchange lose, well, they're just spending taxpayer dollars. They don't care. They'll appeal it. It doesn't cost them anything. Their ego would be bruised. They'd have to appeal it. If Ripple loses, well, they'd have to appeal it too, because everything is hinged on it. And quite honestly, a lot of these other companies and tokens should be grateful and to Ripple and their efforts and the money they've spent, because, we've said it 100 times, rising tides raise all ships. So does a sinking one. A lowering tide lowers them all. So Ripple would have to do it. And anybody that appeals it, I got to assume that means, we're going to have another 2 years of litigation. So I've been hoping personally that there'd be a settlement, that Ripple and the SEC could come together. I can't imagine it'd be that hard if they didn't have real agendas, if it wasn't a corrupt agenda by the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is what I believe it is. So you can't negotiate in good faith with somebody that's corrupt because they have another agenda they're not telling you. But I'd love to see them come together and do a settlement, and then this would be over and there wouldn't be any appeals. And hopefully that would be enough to move the market forward, and adoption could take place by not just retail investors, but adoption with the banks, with, development companies, people that want to tokenize real estate and tokenize the tokenization of all things would be awesome. I know it's frustrating that, Brad said, he feels the settlement or the closing of this case is within weeks, not months, and yet we're weeks away from when he said that. But I do want you to be optimistic. I know it's coming. We're on the right track, and heck, we were saying 4 years ago we're early, and here we are 4 years later, and I think we can still say we're early. And it's frustrating, and I think you should brace yourself for, even if it's settled, I still think there's going to be another 2 years to get any real price appreciation out of these digital assets and adoption that would kind of stabilize those higher levels of price action. And by the way, obviously you got to do the qualifying statement that nothing I say has any financial advice or merit to it. I'm just sharing my opinion, but I'm pretty well braced now with the idea that I'm going to hold for the next 2 years and see if I can just change my mental outlook and embrace myself, that I need to just not worry about it. Check it every once in a while. Of course, you can't help but do that. You never know when some announcement may hit and it either goes up or down or what have you. But just kind of a mindset of that it's going to take longer because this checking every day and wishing and hoping every day is an emotional roller coaster that I don't think any of us have enjoyed and or want to be on. And I think if you just change your mindset that it's going to take a little longer and it's not going to be, it's not going to be in the next 2 weeks, I think we'll all be better off for it. And if it happens in the next 2 weeks, man, how amazing would that be? But I do think that there's some merit. And just, this should have been said a long time ago, I guess, by me, but my whole outlook on this lawsuit has been as if a parent calls all their kids in and says, you're all grounded. Everybody's grounded for disobeying the rules. And yet the parent hasn't told them what the rules are. And that's kind of what's going on. You've got Gensler and the Securities and Exchange, filing lawsuits against everybody without telling them what the rules are. I mean, how ridiculous is it, and how hard would it be for grown men and women to sit in a room and say, hey, look at this new technology, look at this new asset class, let's come up with some rules of the road, let's write that down, let's publish it to the website for all the world to see, and know that we've now explained ourselves, they know what we expect, and now they can come in and register with full expectations of what's going to be required of them. Instead, we're going to keep it vague and ambiguous, and then we're just going to use that whole concept of keeping it vague to file lawsuits against everybody to fill the coffers, I guess, and to try to do a little power play and power struggle to see who's going to control this new asset that is going to be huge. I mean, they're fighting for what it's going to be, which is why you're in this, which is why you should stay in this, which is why you should, accumulate as you can while the prices are where they're at. But the reality is they know how big it's going to be, and they want to be the ones in control of it. So anyway, you guys are great. I want to wish all the veterans out there and all the Democrats, Republicans, independents in the world that love America a happy 4th of July. I hope you have amazing times with your families and great barbecues, and God bless America, and HODL, and we're going to get there together. You guys take care. Bye now.